Okay, thank you guys so much for being here and welcome to our fourth gathering as we sit in circle together. It is an honor to be in this place together with you, beautiful, incredible women. It is just, yeah, I feel truly honored. And tonight we have such a gift because Toni is going to lead us in a wonderful activation this evening. And yeah, afterwards we can probably chat if you'd like, but take it away, Toni.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love to chat after. I always love to get people's feedback, like what happened? What is your experience? So I like to say that I don't teach techniques, I teach experiences. I lead people through experiences, right? And everyone has their own unique one. And I started this one, it was channeled to me. Yeah, my body's starting to buzz. So here we go. I'm gonna ground myself again. Um, so what I realized a few years ago when I started learning about energy, I started thinking, and my guide started talking to me about what we put out. And I started thinking about, yeah, all the negative energy, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, right? Everything is energy. The earth gives off energy. We are a bunch of atoms and cells, and we have an aura, and we are energetic beings. And so everything is energy, including our thoughts. And once I realized, oh, yeah, thoughts really are tangible things, and our feelings are tangible things. Then I started thinking about, okay, well, I think about, well, I'm a good person, so I probably haven't put out that much negativity in the world, right? And my guides are like, mm-mm. They said everybody puts out so much and they just don't realize it. And I was doing some research and I heard that, who was that? Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? He was saying that something like 70% of all the thoughts we think are negative and 90% of the thoughts we think are recurring. So we go through day after day and we spin some of it's just all programming, right? And so trying to undo that. Then I started thinking, well, what about everything that's already been done? Can we recycle all that? And so I went through this exercise. I had about 25 people in my first group. And after that exercise, I was really surprised because my guides were telling me that I created this giant vortex above the earth. And it was at a time when I couldn't really see as much as I see now, right? Thanks to Rennie, I've like opened up a lot of those things. And a really big thing is I've learned to trust what I'm getting and what I'm seeing. And my body's vibrating again. So they're like, yep, yep, yep. So, so it was really remarkable. And some other people could also feel that energy and they could see the energy move. So one thing that I would just ask of all of you is, as we're experiencing the meditation I'm going to be leading, is just to pay attention to what's happening around you, how your body is feeling, how it feels when we go through different aspects of this meditation. Because really, if we and I know you know how energy works, or I'm thinking you most likely all do, even though we're all like different levels of learning, right? Is that, once we are putting out negative energy, it's that law of attraction where we've got like antenna up. And so if we're thinking negative thoughts, we'll continue to think negative thoughts. We get on that programming and on that spin, and then we start gathering people who also think negative thoughts, and then we will start gathering other people's thoughts from the collective consciousness, and our thoughts kind of come together and they create these thought bubbles, which actually I think can create, don't know if it's like complete entities with consciousness, but they do come together and they can be quite dense and quite heavy. And we certainly see that, given what's going on with the administration right now and the level of fear and concern and negative thoughts and divisiveness. And so my message is really around unity and wanting us all just to be together and knowing that we are all one. We are all Americans. We are all on, the continent of North America. All humans are one. We are one with the earth, with the water, with plants, with our animal beings, with galactic beings. So it's kind of in that context that I wanted to do this. Like, let's do a favor for our galactic friends and just for everybody. Let's like clean up the earth. So I'm calling it Planet Earth Detox. Does that sound good to everybody? Yeah. Okay, great. So it's been a little while since I've done this, but we all have different ways of doing things. So before we start, just a little bit about terminology that you might not be familiar with. One is I'm going to ask us all to have like gold fingers. Remember that old movie Goldfingers where your tips are gold? And I'm going to ask when I say to draw a line of gold above your ears, I'm going to ask you to do like this, right? And just imagine just above your ears that you're drawing a line. So that's the cue for that. The next thing we do after that is we draw a line from the front to the back. Okay, another gold line. And then we're going to envision those gold lines intersecting. So that's one thing that we do. We connect our body through these gold energetic threads, beautiful gold energetic threads. Another thing is I've taken a lot of courses in energy anatomy and how it relates to the body. And with this, one thing that I learned is when energy comes into us, when it comes into like our hearts, for example, there's actually our crown is one aspect of it, but the back of our head, there is an energetic chute. And energy comes into this chute and into our head and down into our bodies as well. So to open the chute, I'm going to ask everybody to take our hands. We just put it right at the occipital bones at the bottom of the head, right? And we're just going to like super, super, super slowly bring it up and up and up. You can see how slow my hands are moving all the way up. And we're going to do it all the way to the top where our arms are extended. Okay, so that's another thing that we're going to be doing. So I think that's kind of it that may not be familiar with you. The last thing is our energetic bodies. I talk about our physical body, and we're kind of like layers of the onion, right? So we have a physical body, then we have an etheric body. The etheric body comes out only about an inch to an inch and a half around our physical body, and its responsibility is to keep our form intact. Okay. And then outside of that, the another layer is the emotional body. And this is usually about 16 to 18 inches out. It could be 2 feet out from our body. That's where we carry all of our stuff. Right? Some people have larger emotional bodies than others. Then outside of that, another layer of the onion is the mental body. And mental bodies are usually thinner. If you meet a person that is very closed-minded, their mental bodies could be really thin. I was reading a person I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and she had this shell. And I realized that was her mental body. And I said, "You're really closed-minded." And she's like, "I am about these certain things." I said, "Well, I see that as a shell around you. It's like this hard shell. It was super thin, but hard." So that's our mental body. When you're open-minded, it's more expansive. And outside of that is our spiritual body. So does that all make sense to you? Yes? Okay, good. I know it's kind of a lot of stuff, but I don't want you to be confused as we go through this. Okay, so I want to start. All right. So we're going to go ahead into a meditation. Feel free to get comfortable, preferably sitting. All right. You can shut off your camera if you like, or just stay on board with me, either way. All right. So let's gently close your eyes and feel your back against the chair and the weight of your body on your seat and your feet firmly planted on the floor. And let's take a deep breath, inhaling through your nose, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling out through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, and in again, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling, 2, 3, and 4. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Now let's all just breathe at your normal, comfortable pace. Now, using your imagination, we're going to draw a gold line from the center of your head above each ear. We'll take our fingertips and place them just above each ear. We're going to create an energetic, beautiful gold line that goes from ear to ear. Then we take our fingertips And we place one at the center of our forehead through our chakra there to the back of the head. And we're going to draw another imaginary gold line. Now notice where these two lines bisect. And that is the center of our head. And imagine that, taking that gold line from the center of your head, and we're going to continue it down through your throat chakra, into your upper heart chakra, your lower heart chakra, your solar plexus, and your sacral chakra. And we're going to continue to extend our awareness through our body down to the base of our spine or the root chakra. And let's set our intention now. I'm grounding my energy to stay in a feeling of being centered, present, and grounded, regardless of what goes on around me. Next, we create a connection or grounding cord extending from the base of our spine. And we're going to watch it unfurl. Just like a party favor that you blow, it uncurls, and I'll just allow it to unfurl and travel from your root chakra down to the center of the earth, nearly 4,000 miles below you. If you have any trouble visualizing it, just look at the side of the earth and see you as sitting at the top, a little tiny person, and imagine this grounding cord going all the way to the center of the earth, 4,000 miles down. This is your connection with Gaia, Mother Earth. And envision what your grounding cord looks like. As an option, it could be a majestic oak tree with the base of your spine and the bottom of your feet, and they're growing roots all the way down into the center of the earth. It could be that your grounding cord is a beautiful aqua waterfall, or a coral ribbon that's flowing, or a million colorful monkeys, each holding each other's tail like in a barrel full of monkeys. And you can make it as playful and colorful as you like. And as we're connecting, notice how your grounding cord connects. Does it wrap around the core? Does it clip into it? Does it embrace it? Really feel it connect and wrap around so you are fully connected to Gaia. And notice the feelings that you're arising out of this connection. Next, now that you're grounded, we're going to move on to protection. And protection is important. It is not fear-based, but it comes from a position of an empowerment, of knowing you are a sovereign being, of being in alignment and standing in your power, and allowing what you want to come into your being and creating a barrier to what you do not want. I do this protection egg every morning just before I get out of bed, and we're going to set our intentions now for protection, meaning you are always energetically safe. And you can say internally, I am creating a bubble of protection around me from all negative influences. And now imagine a protective bubble around you. It takes the shape and the form of an egg, and it's comprised of 12-inch thick, unbreakable clear glass. It envelops you from above, from below. Visualize it on each side, to your right, to your left, to your front, to your back. And it could be as big as you'd like. It could be 2 feet, 3 feet, or more. So you determine where you want your egg bubble to be. Your egg bubble seals out all negative, low vibrational, and ill-intentioned energies, entities, experiences, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And now that you're protected, we step into allowance. Your protection egg is permeable, and it allows beautiful, high vibrational energies, entities, experiences, thoughts, feelings, and emotions to flow to you. Ask Source to fill your protection egg with any color of light that feels right to you. Whatever comes to your mind first. Take that first impression of light that you know that you need. It could be coral or blue or green or pink. My guides typically tell me to bring in gold or rainbow light, or it might be red sapphire with a little bit of blue one day. Very slowly, bring your hands up now from your neck, resting on your occipital bone at the back of your head. And let's very slowly bring your hands up and open the chute that goes from your soul star chakra all the way to the back of your head. And as you come up, it slowly, slowly, slowly opens that chute to create a new way for energy to come into your body. And then we spread our hands apart and we just make the chute wide. And we are open to all positive, high vibrational energies, entities, experiences, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. We're connecting with universal love energy, source energy, and we're creating a beautiful column of light from source all the way to you. And as it comes to you, you may experience tingling or tickling at the crown or at the back of your head as it comes through. And this vibration could be any vibration that you like of color. It could be the liquid gold of divinity or energy or pink or beautiful, loving green healing energy. Let's fill your egg bubble now and allow that energy to permeate through your physical body into every atom, every cell, and between every cell, pouring into it, allowing no space untouched. Allow this beautiful energy now to expand outward from your spine and fully filling your physical body. And then filling your etheric body just outside of that, and your emotional body outside of that, and to your mental body, and finally to your spiritual body. Let it then fill not just your protective egg, but allow it to extend into the entire space of the room that you occupy. Let's bask in this beautiful, loving, healing light and know it will stay with you until the next morning. Now we're ready to take and set our intentions for clearing out negative thought pollution. And we know that thoughts are things. So just imagine how many negative thoughts we put out into our conscious atmosphere without even really realizing it. I'm going to take you on a final meditation to clear this negative thought pollution we have contributed in our lifetime and recycle it. Sometimes we can't take back the negative things we may say to other people. We can certainly take back that energy. So let's set the intention in our mind. My intention is to clear all the negative or low vibrational thoughts toward others that I've thought or spoken aloud in my lifetime to be absorbed by a wrecking ball that I'm now picturing in front of me. This wrecking ball is magnetic, and it's going to be magnetically attracting anything that's negative that you've put out, and it's going to recycle it into the center of Mother Earth. Now, very equally right now, it is so important to think about not just the thoughts or feelings or emotions that you may have felt or said in your lifetime about others, but really, more importantly right now, is also the thoughts, feelings, and emotions and things that you have said about yourself. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, that was really stupid, or I could have done that better, or I don't look the certain way that I like. Anything that is negative that puts you down lowers your vibration. So we're going to take all of that energy and we're going to recycle it. So take a moment now and just think about anything that you might have thought, felt, or said to yourself that has been negative. Maybe it's something that you're not aware of consciously, but whatever it is, maybe it's even borderline. But if there's anything negative, let that come to the surface now to be transmuted. And I ask Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael to come help and heal these negative intentions toward ourselves. We're going to take these intentions, and now as we are imagining this large wrecking ball in front of us, imagine it being suspended about 10 feet away from you. It's massive in diameter, about 20 feet across. It's dark and it's round, and you can make it even larger if you like. This wrecking ball has a thick chain grounding cord, and it goes from the bottom of the ball as this ball is suspended, and it connects all the way down to the center of the earth. Imagine this grounding cord of this wrecking ball connecting and wrapping around the earth, just as your own grounding cord has. Now we're going to set the grounding cord of this wrecking ball and your grounding cord to release. Just think release. And everything that comes into either your body or the wrecking ball is going to be absorbed and directed into the center of Mother Earth for purifying, recycling, and transmuting. This wrecking ball, as you know, is magnetic, and it will absorb all the lower vibrational thoughts, feelings, emotions you have put out into the collective consciousness, whether you are aware of those thoughts, feelings, or emotions or not. Now imagine your wrecking ball is beginning to attract all the thoughts and energy, energetically, magnetically, and effortlessly from the atmosphere through all time, through all space, in all realities, in all past lives, and in all dimensions. These energies start floating down to the ball as blobs of darkness. How are they looking to you? Please just observe them. Are they sticky? Are they heavy? What color are they? These blobs are immediately absorbed and drawn down that chain, set on release, all the way down to the center of the earth. And as you witness this transmutation, there will be more and more coming. See how your intention is so powerful. Notice the feeling as we are connected in the circle of this energy and the power of our collective doing this all together. Notice this massive spiral of energies, thoughts, feelings, and emotions that have been put out into the collective that are starting to gain traction. They're starting to gain momentum. They're beginning to move. They're beginning to break free. They're beginning to swirl. And as they swirl, they start becoming more concentrated and more concentrated and more concentrated as they meet the magnetic wrecking ball. And just allow that to release all the way down to the center of the earth. I'm going to go quiet for a few minutes to allow you to continue to meditate on this process. Anything happens to float into your mind, happens to come into your consciousness, just notice it, release it into the wrecking ball. Anything that's come up, these things will start to appear as you're meditating. Good, beautiful. Now, Mother Earth, as she's taking these energies, she's transmuting them into beautiful gold light. riding on the backs of beings of light, being delivered into the atmosphere to fill the places and the spaces and the voids where darkness once resided. This gold light expands and it permeates every part of our atmosphere, our collective consciousness, and sheds light on the darkness. Now, very slowly, let's bring our attention back to our bodies, back to my voice. And when you're ready, bring yourself back into your body. Take a nice deep breath in and out. One more in and out. Let's wiggle our fingers. Let's tap our toes. Tap your thighs. Let's place our hands over our hearts. Let's recognize all the love and all the light that is in this world, that is in this earth, that is unifying every single human being of the light. We thank the beings of the light. We thank the angels that watch out for us. We thank our masters, our teachers, our guides, our loved ones, and everyone in this circle for your participation. We have gratitude and we thank Mother Earth for taking our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and any negativity that we may have inadvertently put out into the universe. And we thank Mother Earth for recycling them for us. Amen. Okay, now I'll come back into the room. Y'all want to unmute yourselves if you like. Looks like you all need a minute.
Wowza.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. What did you think, Tana? What did you experience?
Um, so like the minute we started moving all that negativity, I just started crying like a baby. Like
Oh,
didn't realize I had that much negativity being held in my body, and it was just like this rolling river out of me. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah. Thank you.
that's amazing. My body's vibrating, so that's my guides just telling me this is so important and beautiful. That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it was a great
Thank you.
experience. I feel like I really feel lighter. I felt kind of heavy today, and I feel pretty light now, and I'm actually awake now, Rennie. So yeah.
It's
Ah,
just
that's
in
good. I
for
feel
the
lighter.
week.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Rennie, what?
I was just saying for Tana, she's been at this since Saturday, and we have a session tomorrow, so she's just day after day.
Of
Yeah.
releasing and up leveling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shifting dimensions. No big
Oh,
deal.
wow.
No big deal.
Yeah,
That's
I had to take
great.
a 30-minute nap before this.
I do that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Regroup my energy, release other people's energy, reclaim mine
Yeah.
throughout the day. Yeah.
Everyone should be doing this meditation right now.
Mm-hmm. You know, it was guided. This was totally channeled to me. And I'm going to be doing a circle of compassion. I don't know the date. I do know the date. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's free to everybody. And I'll send, if you all want to put in chat your email, if you like, or I can just tell you mine, it's toni@tonijulian.com. And you can just say Circle of Compassion to invite you, and I will add you to my invite list. But it is going to be for the entire Earth and human. It's going to be more at a human level. This was our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then the next one on Earth Day, I'm going to be doing a Planet Earth Detox, much like this one, another one. Yeah, so you guys are all welcome. Those are free things that I do as part of my group. They're like bonus calls, and I open it up to everybody. Oh, thank you. Maggie Lou. Lux.
Yeah, it's got a
That's
little
so cute.
kitten.
I love it. That's great. So, yeah. Anybody else want to share what did any of you see? I'm so curious
Yeah,
what your
I,
experiences are.
it wasn't that I saw anything, but it opened, and I think everything you said about, I'm pretty positive. I don't think I put that much negative energy out there. And it's like, oh, yeah, you do. Like that, just that realization kept sinking in as the wrecking ball was a magnet to all of that. And during the quiet part, I realized something that just another layer of self-judgment. And one of the things I haven't previously considered this to be negative talk, but I realized in that moment that I often say to myself, well, I don't understand why I do that. I don't understand why I behave like that. I don't understand. And suddenly I saw myself saying to a very small child, I don't understand. I don't understand why you do that. I don't understand why you. And I felt the harshness of it. Like, whereas
Yeah.
I've never felt that speaking to myself in that way was particularly harsh. I thought it was just real. I just don't understand. But I suddenly saw how, as it was being attracted to the ball, I just realized like another layer of negativity that I hadn't been aware of. And I heard, so I said, well, all right, what would my little girl want in response to that? And she'd say, well, please try to understand me. I'm just being me. There's nothing to like, what's so hard to understand? Like, and so I realized how much I don't give myself that grace. I sit a fair bit in, well, I don't understand why I do that. I just didn't realize I sat in that a lot until
Wow.
that. And
Hmm.
so that was a real awareness that came through from that. I'm really glad to have been revealed to me.
Oh, good. And as this wasn't part of it, but as we were meditating, I it came to me that certain things might come up to all of us that does need to have the light to help transmute that. And that was what was happening because I had something come up too. And it's that, yeah, it's being self-critical. And sometimes we're so used to it. We don't
Yeah,
even know we're being
Mhm.
critical. We're just like, that's how we talk to ourselves. And I
yeah.
had a gal that worked for me in my commercial kitchen when I had my healthy food business, and she would accidentally make a little mistake or spill something. And she would just be like, I'm so stupid. And it used to just make me so angry. And I would say, Clorinda, you are not stupid. I said, take that back, ground it out right now. So, like, if you do say that to yourself and you catch yourself moving forward, take that energy and just like throw it right into the wrecking ball, like as it's happening, right? And then replace it with something that is positive and affirming for your little girl, right? Um, yeah, that's
The
amazing.
magnetic the magnetic wrecking ball is just a really helpful image as well in that it's magnetic. So sometimes it's almost like I get reassurance in that, oh, the wrecking ball's taking care of that. I don't actually have to do anything. I don't have to, oh shit, what do I do now? It's just like, oh, it's all right, wrecking ball. It just
Yeah,
took it and it's transmuting. Oh, thank God. Thank you,
it's
wrecking ball.
effortless, it's
Yeah, it's
effortless, it's
effortless.
easy, it doesn't
Yeah,
have to be hard.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think sometimes people get caught up with things like, I can't imagine that. I can't picture that. Or, it's like, well, I have to like push it down
Yeah. What do
and
I have to do? Yeah, what do I
right.
have to do now?
Do I have to
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so great.
It was wonderful.
That's beautiful. That makes me happy. Brings me joy. That brings me joy. What else? Anybody else? Any other? Sophie and then Frida.
So I don't really visualize, but it's a strange sort of thing because I intuit it, right? So I kind of think see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you were talking about the wrecking ball and the voices and the the negative thoughts, what I was getting were these little spiky balls, right? So these little and they all had little faces. And as they were coming in, like they each had all different little personalities. So it was like there was a really fat one and he was like, you're fat and you have cellulite. And they had like this, like really just these spiky, and they were like, it was like Velcro balls. They were like going, and they hooked into the wrecking ball. but they all had little voices and they all had little and they were black and red and purple and they were all going, okay. And and they were just like, it was like this big ball of spikiness by the time it was all done. And they were just all on top of each other, just kind of. And I realized as I'm looking at this big spiky ball, and they're all saying these terribly nasty things, how hysterically funny they all looked to me. So because they all had these like creepy little personalities, but that because they were all like intertwined with their spikiness and they were all like poking each other in the eye and the nose and the mouth and they actually were really funny. So I actually started kind of laughing at the whole thing. So there was like this big energetic kind of release in the midst of it. And then the other thing that was really cool was when you were talking about the connector pole to I really love this. That really gave me this, yeah, and it really gave me, and then when you said comes down through the center, that it's in the center of your brain, I really, for the first time, because I mean, a lot of us have been guided through a meditation of bringing, but this is the first time that I actually, like, it almost, it's like it bisected my brain and I actually could feel it for the first time. So it was like I could feel the quadrants of my brain almost. It was really wild. And what I got was this like candy cane, like a pole that you would see like a Ferris, what are those, the horses that go up, the carousel horses. So, but it was like twisty, like a candy cane, but it was all made out of vines and things. And so then when it went down deep into the earth, it kind of went in and around the ball. And it was like this tangle of vines and things like that. But then it was this candy cane sort of pole that was, and I just got this image of Mary Poppins when the little carousel horses break loose. So it was a lot of strange imagery, but it was really very like very freeing in many ways and very, very light and very fun after something that would be, it's like, so there was like this sense of childish quality to it after the darkness. So it's like darkness with child, then darkness with child and darkness with child. So kind of what you were saying, Margaret, about, finding your child in yourself. I think it was kind of a way of finding my inner child and just letting my inner child be like, wee, and having fun with it after kind of experiencing it. And because my egg kept changing shapes too. My egg kept like, first it was like a regular egg and then it turned upside down and then it was sideways and then it was like, so it was just very topsy-turvy, which was really kind of cool. I've just found the whole thing really very unique. I never have felt these things before. So it's really unique, really unique. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's so great. I love how playful and how colorful, and especially like Freda said, like critters. I was just picturing like gerbils, but way more fun, on Star Trek gerbils. But energy anatomy is a spiral around your spine. It's like a double helix. There's a really good book called Gift of the Body by Jonathan Goldman. I've taken his courses. I've studied energy anatomy for years and also Qigong for 4 years. And they're very much in alignment as far as the anatomy of energy. So that's really helped me learn that, because then as I'm seeing things in somebody's body, I know what it is. I know, like, I wouldn't have known, like, what is that helmet thing? Oh, that's the mental body, right? Or there's some energy over the breast, and that's the emotional body because her friend had cancer. So she's carrying this emotional body that's not your energy. Let's release that. Right. And so it's really helpful. And I'm just very analytic that way. I love learning about how things work and what things are. And like, he's very analytic. You won't be able to read the whole book. There's no way. It's like reading A Course in Miracles. It's like, but very, very detailed, right? So, but anyway, if any of you are interested in that, I'd recommend it. It's just really, really good. So, Randy, so I was getting the germs from the Mucinex commercials. Yeah, super cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Frida, what do you think, dear?
Oh, thank you so much. I loved it. Right away when you started, your voice started talking and I closed my eyes. I was in it, like vibrating really intensely. I loved the golden strings and like feeling that pulling up and going down. It was very, very physical and it was really cool. The I really enjoyed the wrecking ball and much like Sophie, there's like a knowing of the things flying towards it, not necessarily like seeing like a movie, but the knowingness of the things going. And whew, yeah, I had some filing cabinets flying at it and like a giant car. It was a lot of things, a million paper clips and a million little sort of things. But I got a really big realization that I have sort of been in this victim consciousness around housing in a certain way. And I think that I know that I have used my words negatively, even though I think I'm pretty positive in speaking. So I got a pretty big knowing about moving forward. It would be in my best interest to change my language around the roofing situation I'm going through and like just working on some different things from the house. So I really appreciate that because it was like a ding ding ding, like an alert, like hey, you're doing something that's actually not in your best interest with the way that I'm speaking about things. So that was really great. And then when we had that moment, when the several minutes to think through things and just be in meditation, it was just like so much was sort of like I was almost bent over, just like so many things were just being pulled out, and there was just like clouds of black smoke. Um, and I don't know what they were, but the words ancient and wickedness and disease were coming through. So that was really cool. And yeah, also a lot of like releasing my um, doubts about my ability to create abundance and stuff like that, like talking about this life right now. So yeah, just really, it was really great. It was wonderful. Thank you. My,
Good. I'm
my
so
one
glad.
thought is
Mhm.
afterwards, I'm like, oh, what are we going to fill ourselves up with? We need to like bring in the light to like fill our bodies up afterwards. Cause I feel at this moment, like almost like voided, like, or empty. So I'm like, oh, we should like bring in some
Oh
light.
yeah, let's do that. Let's hear from Rennie and then we'll do that. And Frida, you can lead the filling our bodies up. How about? Yeah. So, okay, Rennie, what did you think?
It was wonderful. Very first thing they want to say is you need to have this as one of your lead magnets. Of course, they're
Thank
like
you.
business here, do this, have it as a lead magnet. Because people need this right now, and it will help with Sparkle on to bring people in there.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
yes, you're welcome. Um, I was getting nauseous in the transmission, which was interesting, and I get that it's mine and everyone else's. So thanks. I didn't put a parameter that I could only use, move my own energy. So um next time I'll be like, I'm not facilitating, I'm just receiving. Um,
It's so funny because when you came in, you had facilitator energy.
I was just like, I'm here to receive. And I even said it earlier in the day. I was like, I'm coming to receive. Um, but my system just does it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not trying to step on any toes. It's just the way that my system operates. Um, um, I was seeing like um different sizes of the black blobs, and they're all going down to the magnet wrecking ball. And um yeah, it's just interesting for me to be on this side of things because I get to see how all of you get to do your thing. And I just, like I said in the beginning, I love seeing my clients in their badassery. So this is fantastic to be able to experience. you being in your element. And yeah, it was really good. Thank you, thank you.
Aw,
I enjoyed this.
thank you. And from my perspective, what I was watching is I was watching like the entire globe and pulling out junk out of the atmosphere and helping to um, direct it into the spiral, into the vortex. And then I noticed that the wrecking ball, that the chain kind of a little ways down, maybe a third or half the way down, was getting clogged. So I was just like releasing the energy. It was getting like log jam. My body's vibrating. So they're saying yes. It was just getting like log jammed with all the energy that you all moved. And I just thought that that was so powerful. And that's an insight that I didn't have a few years ago when I first did this with that group of 25 people. And so that was really cool. And my guides had told me after that it was a spiral that was created, and I was surprised. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that we could do that. How powerful, right? So just like if we think about all the things that even that we do during the day, just having that wrecking ball just as kind of like a cue or like a prompt in a way. It's kind of like how I have my little vitamin dispenser under my coffee. I look at it, I'm like, oh, I need to take my vitamins. They're not in it, but I've got my little container. So I know I'm going to get my coffee to do that. But if we just have like that wrecking ball in our awareness and we can just like use that, anytime we say anything negative, we catch ourselves, like it goes right away, right? We can like maintain this cleanliness, but I do think that we need to do this periodically. Because I think no matter what, we can't help but, I was kind of like about my retreat. Oh, I've got X amount of people. And last time I had 3 times as many. So I was getting into that funk, right? And instead I switched it today. So I'm like, I'm so grateful for every single one of these people who, who is coming, who are coming. So I shifted that this afternoon and I'm like, oh, they can't make it. Oh, well, I'll miss them for sure, but for them, not for me. So that was cool. So, okay. So Freda, do you want to help us bring in some light? I would love that.
Yeah, absolutely. In the last few minutes here, let's just go in and fill all those spaces and places that we just cleared out. So that was awesome. Thank you so much, Toni. I love that. It was
Uh-huh.
an extreme treat. I will absolutely do that again in a heartbeat and recommend it 100%.
Thank you so much. And would you send me the video to this? I'm going to use that as the lead magnet.
Yes, yes.
So
All right.
excited.
So I know we're already blown open.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. So we're just gonna go ahead and invite in Archangel Sandolphin to help us tonight. Whoop, whoop. Wants to come onto the scene. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Just requesting Archangel Sandolphin, would you come sit with us in circle and fill all those spaces and places that are so beautifully emptied out within our systems right now? We're just inviting in a whirlwind of beautiful, white, glittery, sparkly, pink, white energy to fill all of the places and spaces that the wrecking ball took all of our magnetic trash out of our bodies, returned it to Mother Earth, being recycled for the highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just filling in all of those spaces and places, just allowing, saying, yes, yes, fill it all up, fill that in. Allowing. It is like we are glowing from the center of our heart spaces. This bright white light is radiating out into every bit of our being, pouring out of the pores of our skin, radiating out of our fingertips, out of our toes. Just knowing how connected we are to the earth, to one another, to God, universe, source, to being part of everything and the all that is, knowing our I am presence in the world and loving every bit of being here, experiencing joy every day, and just gratitude for our time in this life, in this embodiment, right here, right now. And we are complete. I'm hearing we might have some fun dreams tonight, and there's some integration that'll take place. So we'll go drink our water. Yeah, and just being kind to our bodies and maybe having a really good night's sleep tonight. Thanks, guys.
That would be nice. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm really honored, like each and every one of you that I've gotten to know, and just all of your own gifts and your beautiful light and your spark and your sparkle. And I just, I feel very grateful. So it's an honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toni.
Thank you,
And
Winnie.
Freda.
Thank you so much. You know what? I just had an image come to me that like there is a retreat, right? And while you're on the retreat, there is a wrecking ball that hangs there, and it's magnetized. And as people have these thoughts that they're trying, they're dealing with, that they write it on a little Post-it note and they put a paper clip and they throw it, and it just goes and it sticks to it.
I love that.
I love that. Where can I get one before Friday?
I just had this image of it as I was as you were filling us up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I see this retreat. Like I see this beautiful retreat with all these women and this wrecking ball at the end that's just like covered, like almost like with little feathers of, it becomes so that all of that stuff that we hold within ourselves and that is so ugly within ourselves actually becomes quite beautiful, because it's a rainbow of feathered colors, that because you can't see what it says, what those words say, once they become part of the wrecking ball. So I don't know, it was just like an
Wow,
image
that's
that
very cool.
I got in my head.
I
So
like that. Thank you. That's
Sophie,
amazing.
I love how at the beginning of when you were talking before, the very first thing you said is like, well, I don't really visualize so much. And like, I know what you're saying, but then you have proceeded to tell us the most incredibly detailed visions. And I'm like, oh yeah, she doesn't visualize a lot. I know what you're
That's
saying about
so
the knowing,
true.
but like, you visualize.
funny because I sense these details. You know this,
Yeah,
Margaret. We talked about this before. It's like I
yeah.
sense these details, but I don't really visualize them. I don't see them. Like I
Perhaps
just
what it is when you describe it, I can visualize it so
right.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. Mm.
Yeah, me too. They were these beautiful, amazing pictures, and then her egg flipped over, and then
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, I'm just watching her like create all this magic. It was amazing. Your words are really powerful, Sophie.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh,
They
thank you.
really are. Yeah.
Thank you.
An energetic rebirth will just pop that right open.
We'll pop that egg. Yeah, no, I can't wait. We start on Wednesday. It's going to be really exciting. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
I've already been through 9 months of one-on-one training, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm not like out by, omission by lack of interest. I've done a lot.
You
You're
got
like, I
a lot
just need
going
a
on.
timeout,
I need a little, yeah.
integration time.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And then I had a vaccine about 4 days ago, and then I got an awful migraine, and then I started breaking out in hives.
Oh
So I wore a
no.
Band-Aid, and it was just like,
That's a lot.
it's just
Yeah.
been a lot for the system, right? So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, gonna
And
move
yeah,
over
they're
to the ocean someday.
hosting a baby shower.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I wish I could share pictures with all of you. They were amazing.
You
How
hosted
can
a
I?
baby shower?
Yeah, my daughter is due, or our daughter is due next month. It's our second grandchild. And I painted letters are 10 inches tall, and her name's Aria, Aria. And each one I painted with like, I did a beautiful iridescent giraffe, and then I did one with where a three-dimensional bird was landing on, and then I did with beautiful clouds, and then another one I did then I did a monarch butterfly. And then I did a little caterpillar that turns into the butterfly on another one. And then what else did I do? Oh, cherry blossoms on the R. It was just like
Oh,
all pink cherry blossoms. And then I used that for the centerpiece. It was like, 4 feet wide,
Yeah.
the centerpiece. And then I made all of these avocado ganache. So it's a chocolate. Use like 70% dark chocolate and melt it, and you add avocado to it, and you put it in the
Oh,
food processor. And I layered that in parfait cups with beautiful red berries, and it was just like everything was over the top. I only had my kids and my kids' mother, her mother, and her husband, blended family. So it was only like 8 or 10 people, but it didn't matter. There could have been 30 people there. There was enough food. It's the Italian in me. But Rennie, how about if I send you pictures, and if you guys want to see them? I don't know if I have all of your text messages. I might, but is that okay?
oh,
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
or you
Just
can
because they're fun.
send it to the group if you want to send it to the email.
Okay, good. I'll do that. Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
That'd be beautiful to see. I'd love to.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I would love
It
to
was
see
fun.
that. I would
Thank you.
love to see
You know
that.
what? When I send the recording, I won't blind copy it. I'll just send the recording so you can see everybody's email.
Ah.
And then I
Oh,
was
thank you. Okay.
Oh, and then that's how you can get us on your mailing list.
yeah, because I would love to hear about it also. And then
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
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 Thank you. That sounds great.
so I guess I would just mention our next hangout meeting is Monday the 24th. Nope, it's the 31st.
31st.
Monday the 31st of March, the last day of March. If you want to mark your calendars, but I'll get another email out just as a little reminder.
And 6 o'clock again?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
And this is called MILFs and Pine Cones?
Pine Crones.
Pine Cones. And Pine Cones. Okay. I can picture that, sadly. Seared into my brain forever.
I'm very open to changing that. That's just my sense of humor.
No, I think you should keep it because it is your sense of humor. I think it's adorable.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Pine cones.
So funny. Thank you guys so much. It is always a pleasure, and I feel like $1 million right now. Just great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
I feel
Thank
good
you.
too. Thank you,
Good night.
everybody.
Bye.
Love you all.
Bye. Love
Hello.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.